Hi, this is going to be a video review of the Motorola Karma. I'm going to tell you what I think is good about it, I'm going to tell you what I don't like, and I'm going to tell you what's kind of iffy. In other words, what may be considered good and maybe not considered that bad, depending on what you like. And then I'm going to give you the conclusion, which is the bottom line. Pros is it's got a voice style on it, so you can just simply say something like call and then say a name, or call and give a number. For example, call 555-555-5555, and it will tell you, did you mean call 555, and it'll repeat. And if that's not actually the number that you want to call, then you just repeat yourself and speak more clearly, and it'll try again. You can also say text a number or text so and so, and it will do that. The next thing that I like about it is the conversation style messaging, which is very similar to Gmail. If you like Gmail, then you would like the fact that the Motorola Karma does keep your conversations together. So if you send someone a text, they send you one back, and it goes back and forth. They're all grouped together so that you can easily keep track. So if you're a frequent texter, this would be a good phone for you. During video, if you're taking video, the phone can actually balance upright, or if you want to take a picture with it, it can balance on its it can balance so that it's easier to do those things. But it's easily tipped over and can easily fall as well. It has a light for, another good thing is that it has a light for pre-picture mode, and that same light flashes, so to speak, whenever you take the picture actually, so that's good. It can accept files via Bluetooth from your PC if you have a Bluetooth USB adapter, which those are available. They're very cheap now, maybe like 10 to 20 bucks depending on where you get it from. Next good thing, contacts can be imported from a SIM to the phone all at once, and likewise just as easily all at once from the phone to another SIM card, which is very useful because the last time that I upgraded my phone was over 2.5 years ago. I know, I'm very behind, but it's I found that very useful, and it was new to me, so I'm just mentioning it in case you're one of those people who have not upgraded their phone in a while. Now, moving on to the things that I did not care for. There's no EQ equalizer for music playback, and normally that wouldn't be an issue, but I have my last phone was a Motorola Sliver, and it had iTunes on it, and actually the quality on a phone on my Sliver was better. And for a Motorola Karma to be released 2.5 years later than that phone, you would think it'd be better, but it's not. So poor sound quality playback. If there is an EQ on it, I didn't find it. If you did, go ahead and post something in the comments. I'd love to hear feedback from that if I'm wrong. The screen is decently sized, but the text is so big. Okay, it would be nice if the text were smaller, or there was a way to resize the text so that you could fit more. Literally only can see about 2 or 3, maybe 4 lines of text. So if you're texting someone and you text them 2 lines of text, and they text you 2, you can only see two messages, one that you sent and one that they send back to you. So that's one thing that I didn't like. I definitely need the ability to zoom in or zoom out on the screen, or permanently adjust the size of everything for the entire phone. Let's see what else. And literally there are like 4 icons that I can choose from on a menu in a space where there are 12 of them. In other words, I've got to scroll down 1, 2, 3 different lines in order to get to the bottom if there are 12 icons on the screen. The side buttons for the volume and the camera are not raised enough, so they're very hard to feel for in the dark if you don't know where they are, and they're actually the same color as the phone, black, so they're hard to see too. That's a problem. They could have done something with that. You can't use the same light that comes and stays on for the camera as a flashlight. There is no flashlight function, even though it's got a really bright like LED. I guess it's an LED that works and comes on for the camera. The next thing is that it does not come with the micro USB cable, which you need if you're going to transfer music that you already have from your computer to the phone. You can do Bluetooth if you have a Bluetooth adapter. I don't think most people have that, and it's harder and it's not as fast as a USB cable would be. Which leads me to the next problem. Everything about this phone is geared toward AT&T. Buy this, buy that, music, GPS, Media Mall, Yellow Pages. GPS only works with AT&T Navigator. It does not work standalone. I don't have $10 a month to sacrifice for a service like that. It should be free. If they were being, fair, which I think that's fair. If you're gonna have a GPS capability, let it work on its own. 4 of the 5 surrounding icons on the main menu are pay-only services from AT&T. That is, MediaNet requires a data plan or pay-per-use. AT&T Music requires you pay $1.99 per song. GPS, $10 a month, like I said. Media Mall, pictures, etc. vary in price depending on if you do it, if you have a package or whatever. From the main menu, only 3 of the 10 options do not require a monthly service fee to operate free of charge, and that would be My Media, if you were to transfer your media from your computer, that is, the My Contacts, and obviously Tools. That's it. Everything else, pay. It's another thing. It's difficult to remove the battery. This is a huge issue. I don't understand how this is even possible. I had a lot of trouble, and I have very sharp fingernails. So I couldn't get it out with my fingers at all. I had to use actually a tool to pick it out. Weird. I don't get that at all. These are the things that are iffy. Okay, it's cute. That may be a good thing or a bad thing depending on what you like. Pressing the phone's buttons and keys by default does not generate a tone. So in other words, you have to go. If you have Bluetooth on, it will not generate a tone. You've got to change that in your settings. So that's pretty much all the things that I noticed that you may or may not hear from somewhere else if you're looking at other reviews. So in conclusion, I would say this may be a good first phone for someone if they haven't had a phone. So they won't notice all the nagging features that I just mentioned, and they maybe not be bothered so much by like AT&T's, pay this, pay that. If you got money coming out of you, coming out of I don't know where. If you got a lot of money rolling in it, okay, maybe it's the phone for you. Maybe you won't mind. But if you're paying for your own phone bill and price is an issue for you, this is not the phone for you. Even if you are, as the phone likes to market itself, social butterfly, social network user. So that's my review. I hope you found it useful, and if you have any questions, just go ahead and comment, and I will answer those or post a follow-up. Thank you.